Good afternoon, friends and family of USS Oscar Austin. I'm Commanding Officer of USS Oscar Austin, Commander Smith, and it's great to talk to you again. I know that over the past 3 months your sailors have been away much more than you have liked. The ship has been working a pretty intense schedule since January. Delays in coming out of the yards have compressed what was already a busy schedule. We've had to work through several equipment casualties to our combat system and engineering departments. We have executed many late import days and what seemed like endless days and nights on the way. I want to thank you for your support during these tough times. The support of family and friends directly impact the welfare of the crew and how effective we are in completing our mission. The good news is that for the next 3 months we're scheduled to be in port, however, except for a 5-day underway period at the end of the month. Everyone will get an opportunity to take leave, so this will give you some much needed time with your loved ones and give the crew some time to rejuvenate. So for the past 3 months, our focus has been on training and certifying for deployment. Typically, the ships conduct training in 3 phases. We have the basic, integrated, and the advanced. The basic phase, we focus on individual ship training. During the integrated and advanced phase, we focus on training with other ships in our carrier strike group and also working with foreign ships that we may train with routinely. We spent the last 6 weeks of those 3 months completing the integrated and the advanced phase of training. The crew was presented with a series of complex combat system scenarios in which they had to combat successfully to be certified, ready to deploy. And I'm happy to say that the ship, along with the rest of the carrier strike group, passed all events with flying colors. We spent a significant amount of time training, and that is important. We're preparing to deploy so that we can do that at any time, at anywhere in the world. And we're also preparing to protect and defend America at all times. My role as commanding officer is to make sure that we're able to execute that mission safely, and that at the end of each day, at the end of each underway, that every sailor remains unharmed and that everyone is returned safely to their friends and family. I'm incredibly proud of the crew's performance during this time. Your sailors are doing an outstanding job. They're deployed and one of the most versatile and capable ship that the United States have sent to sea. Operations such as launching and recovering small boats, landing helicopters and moving ships. These are dangerous operations if they're not conducted safely, and these are things that your sailors do routinely. Think about learning and training to operate state-of-the-art weapons, communication, and radar. Your sailor wants to know that when we get the call that they're ready to launch a weapon the first time and do it correctly. And they are, because these are some of the things that we have spent the better part of the last 3 months training and preparing for. So please enjoy some much needed time off while the crew is in port. The support of friends and family has always been a key ingredient to our success. If you have any questions or concern, contact myself, the XO, or the CMC, or you can post any questions you have on our Facebook page. I thank the crew for their tireless efforts and their dedication, and I thank you, the family members and friends, for your continued support. I'll now take your questions.
Ma'am, Catherine Devine, my husband FC2 is on board, and I had a question. I saw a recent post on Facebook that sounded kind of like one of the families complaining about their son not getting any time off, not having a lot of free time. And I know you said we've been through a lot of recently, and we're about to have some time off. But it seemed to me like the person that made that post was whining. If that's going to be the kind of thing that's put up on the Facebook page, should we just shut the Facebook page down? I mean, I don't want to read that.
No, the Facebook page is an open forum for anyone to post any questions and any concern that they would like. And the ship takes that very seriously, and we addressed each and every question. I saw that post myself. The crew is pretty tired. I mean, they have been working long hours in port, endless days and night on the way. Our schedule has been compressed, as I mentioned earlier. This leads to some very challenging and tough times. So while I'd say the crew is tired, I'll definitely not say that their morale is goes low. So again, we have 3 months in port except for the 5-day underway period that I mentioned before, and the ship will have time for leave, and this will give the crew some time to rejuvenate and get back to where we need to be for deployment.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Vic Sheldon, my wife's HT1 Sheldon on your command. This one sailor who made the post about the poor morale, kind of brave, putting themselves out there, saying there's poor morale. If you think one person's going to put something on the Facebook page saying there's poor morale, there might be others who feel the same way. Any activities you have planned just besides the time off to kind of help improve crew's morale? Or is time off just the solution?
Well, time off is a part of the solution. We do have a family readiness group meeting and a family readiness group event, a picnic coming up, where we expect the crew to come together and just have a good time away from work. We're giving the crew time off, to rejuvenate also, but to take care of some key things that needs to be done before deployment with the family, because while we as a ship are ready, the family back at home needs to be ready also. So this will give people a chance to take care of things like power of attorneys and wills, and we'll be having legal on board the ship to handle things like those.
Will we see details on the Facebook page about when those events are?
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Thank you, ma'am.
Stephen here, relatively new to the Navy, my spouse. Seems like there's a failure of leadership here, because for the first 7 months that we've been here, she was coming home on time, pretty much 1,500, 1,600 every day. And now over the last 3 months, we're keeping, my spouse, speak personally, that she's staying later and later each day while you're ramping up her deployment. Is that a failure of leadership and improper planning prior to the deployment, or is there something else?
No, we plan our deployment out as much as we can and as careful as we can. However, we cannot always prevent changes to what we do on a daily basis. We may have some equipment casualties that may require sailors to work late. Training and preparing for and certifying for deployment may take some extra time. So it's not unusual for this to happen, especially leading up to deployment. I think one of my goals is to ensure that my sailors in the ship are fully trained and capable of executing the mission safely, but also that in doing so, they're going to be safe. The only way we guarantee that our sailors can do what they need to do when they need to do it is to train, and that's been our focus for the last three to 6 months.
And do you have a fear that the sailors are going to be worn down and tired once it's time to react?
No, and that's what these 3 months in port prior to deployment will do. We'll give the sailors a time to rejuvenate and recover, frankly, from all that we've been doing for the past 3 months.
Ma'am, I'm Kelly Jones, relatively new on the ship. I just checked in a couple of weeks ago. And could you tell me who our ship is named after? I've asked a couple of the folks that I see around the ship, and nobody can really tell me who Oscar Austin is.
Okay, Mr. PFC Oscar Austin fought in World War II and is a Medal of Honor, and he died defending one of his shipmates